Yeah, absolutely. You got catbird seed right there.
Yes, I do.
How's it going? Thanks for coming, man. See you. Good to see
Okay, we don't want to blow everybody's complete Saturday, so I'm going to just start this off. Everyone, I'm Jeff Schutte, former chair of Senate District 51. I'm currently the caucus convener, caucus coordinator, sorry, much to my wife's chagrin, because it takes up a lot of work and a lot of time. But I'm just going to start off telling a little bit about the caucuses. Here in 51, which is 24 precincts, so 5 Burnsville precincts, and then most of Eagan except for 2 precincts up in the north. We're going to be caucus convening in Black Hawk Middle School, which is right off Deerwood. I think most of you probably know where that is. If you don't know your precinct, which precinct you live in, go to the Secretary of State's website and get your precinct. We do have the rooms picked out. We're all set to go. We've got maps on that stuff. You can email Victor or me or Diane or someone if you need to know what room you're in. But we have tons of signs at Black Hawk, so it'll be easy to find where you're going. Just a quick couple things about it. When you come in the door, which will open at 6 o'clock on Tuesday the 1st of March, everybody's going to go to the cafeteria and the main stage area. So we're going to have about an hour of milling around there and some speeches. Hopefully Victor will speak. I'm 90% sure he will be speaking. And anybody else that's running for city council and so forth, Dave Meyer. We're going to gavel everybody in at about 7 o'clock, and then we're going to disperse to our rooms for caucusing. And the big thing this year is the straw poll ballot is binding. That is a big deal. So that's probably going to make us bloated. Lots of people coming in because we've become a voting booth, basically. So when everybody shows up on March 1st, there'll be a lot of people there going, where do I vote for Trump? Where do I vote for Cruz? That's going to happen. And we're nervous and worried that that's going to make it really busy. So make sure you know where your precinct is, or what precinct you're in, at least. You'll be able to find it once you get there. We have lots of maps printed and so forth. And then once we gavel in at 7 o'clock, everybody goes to their rooms. The straw polls have to be done by 8 o'clock. So your caucus convener is going to, and Deb Mason, I saw her, there's people here that are conveners I know already. So we just want to prepare you a little bit so that it's not too crazy that night. Because me as caucus coordinator, I'm a little nervous about parking, about people parked in front of fire hydrants, all this stuff. So just wanted to give you a heads up about that. And then I want to thank everybody for coming today for the big kickoff. This is huge. We have a candidate. Anybody that's been involved in politics knows how hard it is to find candidates. Ask Senator Hall. Ask Diane Anderson. Ask chairs of their BDOUs. You got to find the right person that has the time, that can raise money, that can get votes, get the endorsement. There's a lot of factors that go into this. You got to give up your hunting season. I mean, this is all stuff that's not easy to do. So we were so thankful that we were able to, nudge Victor into throwing his hat in the ring. And he's going to tell you more about why he's running and all that. But I'm standing behind Victor. I just think he's a great guy. He's a great personality. He's with me on my policy ideas and how I feel. I mean, I guess I'm being biased here, but why not? This is it. We want to get this seat back from Jim Carlson. It is so important that we get somebody in the legislature in an outer ring suburb. I can't believe we can't win it. So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to ask Senator Hall to come up and say a few words. He's been just a champion in that Senate, and his voting record is just fantastic. We can't thank him enough for doing it too. There he is.
Well, thank you so much. I'm really excited that we have Victor. Victor, as you know, is a quality candidate. And we have an election coming up that is a Republican year. And this is a tough district, as you know. But Jim Carlson has some votes that is really going to hurt him. And when those votes get out, people see what he's done. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to be saying, we need somebody new in there. We need Victor in there. Jim doesn't sit that far from me, so I watch him and Senator Clausen, how they vote. And when they start voting for their own salary increase, which they all voted for, and some of the other ridiculous stuff, they are party and union people. And that's just the way that side goes. You wonder why our education system in Minneapolis only graduates 50%. Talk to the DFL, because they're the ones responsible for that. And they don't even vote for what they think. They vote what the unions tell them to vote for. So it's a pretty messed up system that we have. Thank goodness there's enough common sense people in our areas that we have a pretty good school system out here. So stand behind Victor. What he's going to need is a lot of support. Not just financial, like I hope you all gave him today, but also door to door, putting signs up. You know, I'll have people that I come to the door and they say, geez, just love what you're doing, Senator Hall. And I go, great, can I put a sign in your yard? Gee, I don't want to have to move it every time I mow my lawn. Folks, we need to accept more responsibility of what we need to do. And, and stand up for what you believe in. So we're about to take this district. There wouldn't be a tractor here today, as there is, if they weren't afraid and knew that we have a real possibility of winning this district. Just like, if I might say, my son-in-law won in Bloomington a week or so ago. You know? A lot of people said, that's a tough district, I don't know if you get it. And I said, no, we get it. I had that district before they redistricted, and I only lost that district by 100 votes. We knew that was a conservative district. We know this is also a conservative district, and if we work hard, we play fair, we do the right thing, you can expect to win this. So thank you. Congratulations, Victor. Go for it.
Thank you, Senator Hall. I'm going to bring up Victor here in just 1 second. Yeah, we can win this, you guys. This is a big deal. I know we can. We've won it before when Lynn Daly got it. All these outer, so I was talking to somebody the other day, we only have one Senate district that touches 494, 694. Now that is not reasonable. There are lots of districts that should go red, and we can do it this time. We just needed a candidate. We've got one. Victor, come on up. Here we go.
Well, I'm grateful for all of your support and that you showed up today. It tells me something. It tells me that people really care. That's the first thing it tells me. And second thing is that you care to support me. You care to support our campaign. This is not my campaign. This is our campaign. And I never thought I'd be standing in front of you again as a candidate because of what happened last time. And it was a really good experience. Don't get me wrong. But people came to me and said, we need a candidate. And I said, no way. And my wife said, no way. It's just not going to happen. And after a very long consideration, prayerful consideration, we decided to take that step, leap of faith, and to step up. And one of the things that is a requirement for our campaign is that we have to do this together. You were at the BPOU meeting at the SD51 last time. You heard me speak. And that was one of the key points that I said. I'm running only because we can do this together. And we can unite behind one candidate, not split up into factions. Because this district, we can't win this district if we just fight amongst ourselves. So thank you for being here. I'm grateful that we all see the same thing. We all care about the same stuff. And why do we do this? Why are we putting up candidates and why are we spending a lot of money and resources and energy and free time to try to get elected? Why? Because we know our future depends on it. Theodore's future depends on what kind of decisions are made at the legislature today. And your children's futures depend on it. And so the stakes are high, and that's why we're here, because we really care. So who do we have representing us right now? Jim Carlson, as you have heard. Somebody who cheated to get into office. Do you know that right after the 2014 election, the DFL caucus got slapped with a $100,000 fine because there was illegal independent expenditure coordination between the candidates and the party. And Jim Carlson was in front of it. And they claimed that they didn't know. But you know, when I was running, the first thing that I was made known was that independent expenditures are independent expenditures. There is no coordination. So we don't buy that they didn't know. He cheated to get into office, and what does he do now? As Senator Denhall said, votes himself raises, is building himself a $90 million office building right now as we speak, and is taking our children's money, our future away. That's the kind of representation we get right now. And it's time to unite. It's time to get together, work together, and win together this November so that we can govern together. We the people. And we need a voice in there who will represent people's interests, not special interests, not self-interest. And I'm so glad that you're here and you understand that. And I give you my promise that I will be the voice of the people, and we will govern together once we win. So thank you again for coming here. Enjoy this event, get to know people, and get behind us, and let's do this. Thank you.
I want to acknowledge Diane. She helped put some of this together. There's kind of a loose group that kind of started helping Victor, just with some general stuff. Obviously, the campaign's going to need lots of helpers, different things from treasurer on down to, tech people, all of that stuff, people that are going to do mailers. I remember when I helped Jen Wilson in the last one, man, at the last minute, the last week, we were sitting there folding envelopes and trying to get stuff put into the mail. This all requires hands-on. And you don't have to go door knocking, not everybody does. I mean, I do it because I know it makes a difference. But there's lots of other things you can do. We can have a fundraiser, and we'll have to bake some brownies. And somebody's good at baking brownies. I know they are. I've had them before. So we can use those at our fundraiser. There's different things that we can do. Diane's done this a lot. She's ran a couple of times, so she's willing to help. Victor, of course, and so am I. So is Joe. There's other people that are, Joe Taylor's willing to help. I know Pete will be. So get on board, sign up. We'll have some committee meetings to get him going and make sure he wins. So anything else, Diane? Or?
Yeah, we do have. Yeah, we do want to encourage everybody that's here to get involved in some way with the campaign. And so we do have some volunteer sign-up forms. And so if you do know today how you'd be able to help, but it is so important to try and just get whatever help we can from each and every one of you, because we're gonna, it's the Senate district, so it's a big area, and each of you can talk to your neighbors and friends and just to be helping out the campaign in your own way too. And then did you mention caucuses coming up?
I did.
So come out to caucuses. We need you to be elected as a delegate for Victor. So he'll be, the endorsing convention is April 9th. Dakota Hills?
That's
Dakota Hills Middle School, April 9th. So we need people that are willing to become delegates for Victor as well and come to that. But the website is up and running. Did you mention the website?
So I want to acknowledge a couple of groups or a couple of different things. First, I know there are people here that are not from our district, not from SD51, but do not be discouraged. What happens here affects you in Apple Valley or Farmington or Savage or Burnsville, wherever you are. So I had people last time helping me from outside the district, because they knew that we could win this, and this would affect them from St. Paul. So we're all in this together, whether you're in this district or from another district. And you might know people who are in this district who are willing to put up a sign or get involved, or you might be affiliated in some way or another with this district, but you can still help even if you're not. I'll acknowledge the website is up, and I'm thankful for Kyle and his quick turnaround and really good work that he put into it. So please feel free to check that out. And thanks once again.
What's the URL?
It's victorlake.com. You can actually do victorlake.org or .net. They all point to the same thing. Do we have any other questions or comments or speeches? Where's my wife? Natalia. Yeah, it was, the reason I'm standing here is because she agreed to get 100% behind me, and it is tougher for her than it is for me. So I want you to acknowledge that and appreciate her for that.
He got the okay. He got the okay.
And Theodore is here also. He's very energetic. He's going to be walking in the parade with us. All right.
All right, that's it, everyone. Have fun. Have some food. I don't know what time we have to be out. Yeah, we got it for a while, so no big deal. Thanks for coming.